Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. This is a 10-inch block called 4X Star, and it's a variation of the Sister's Choice block. I have a QR code down here you can click or scan, and it will show you about 6 or 8 different variations of this Sister's Choice block. And they all look totally different, so you might want to check that out. Here's the diagram, and here are 4 blocks set together. This is a 5x5 grid, and all the units in each grid space finish at 2 inches. We have 2 patches. Patch A is a 2-inch finished square. We'll cut 2.5-inch squares. We need 4 patches of the background and 4 patches of the light blue, 9 patches of the dark blue. Here are the AccuQuilt dies you can use if you use AccuQuilt. The second patch, B, is half square triangle 2-inch finished. If you're cutting patches, you're going to cut a square 2 7/8 inches. Cut the square in half once on the diagonal, and you'll have 2 patches. You'll need 8 patches of the background and 8 patches of the dark fabric. For AccuQuilt, here are the dies you can use, and when you use AccuQuilt, you are cutting patches, so you'll need the 8 patches. Now, if you want to do the half square triangles 2 at a time, you're going to cut squares this size, but do not subcut them. And if you're going to use that method, you need 4 squares of the background and 4 squares of the dark fabric. First thing we'll do is piece the half square triangles, then we will piece the corner units, and then piece the center and the side units. Here are the fabrics. These are patch A, the squares, 3 different fabrics. These are patch B, the half square triangles, and I have cut my squares to stitch 2 at a time half square triangles for a total of 8. Now you can, in addition to sewing patches, you can also use the 8 at a time method. I really prefer the 2 at a time method even when I'm doing a lot, or I use the AccuQuilt because I think I have more accuracy when I do the 2 at a time method. So if you're not familiar with this method, stay tuned for a short tutorial on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to stitch my half square triangles. On the back side of the light fabric, we're going to draw a diagonal line, put the fabrics together, right sides together, and we're going to stitch on either side of the diagonal line. Here is the diagonal line drawn, and then the stitching on both sides. Now we cut this in half along the diagonal line. Then we have our 2 half square triangles. Press the seams open and cut off the nubs. The half square triangles are done, so we're going to piece the corner units. We'll take 2 of these half square triangles, put them like this, and then 1 of the background fabrics and 1 of the darker blue fabrics. Going to piece them like this. Piece these 2 together, then these 2, and then piece the 4 patch together. You'll make 4 of these. After that, we're going to take 2 of these A patches, and we're going to take the dark blue and the light blue, stitch 2 of these, and then we're going to stitch 1 of these. This is very similar to the block we did yesterday. This part is exactly the same, different fabrics, but the block is changed because our corner units are different. Now I'll go and stitch all these units, and we'll come back and put the block together. All of our units are finished, and we'll just follow the diagram and put the block together. So the top units into a row, the bottom units into a row, sew the rows together, and the block will be finished. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.